This is the National Geographic Channel.
Log cabins. Rugged. Timeless. And connected to the land. I'm Nate Heim, and I build log cabin homes here in the Northlands of Minnesota. I work with the finest crew around. You betcha. Using century-old techniques, we pour ourselves into each and every cabin, bringing the past into the present. And we're building a beauty for a buffalo rancher on the very land his grandfather homesteaded. But this home on the range won't come easy. No matter what happens, my crew and I are on a mission to build log cabin homes all across this country. I got a call from the Zavarals last night, and they told me they're interested in building a log home up in this gorgeous part of Minnesota. You know, they're the type of couple that you throw the Zavarals out there, everybody knows them. So here I go. I dropped everything. I'm on my way. Oh, man. Look, even the Zavarals adopt the highway around here. You betcha. Man, it's like a big ranch. Oh, there's Rob and Deanne right there. What are those out there?
Well, we got ourselves a little bison herd.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, buffalo.
Very
Having a
good.
good time.
Yeah, you know, not every day you see buffalo in Minnesota. You guys got gorgeous property here.
Well, we own 13 acres here.
Okay.
Next to my grandpa. He homesteaded out here a long time ago. And it's just fun to go back and retrace steps and
Sure.
live on the land he lived on.
Yeah, well, I'd love to see where you're thinking about building.
Oh, great, man. We'd love to show you.
All right.
I'm building near my grandfather's homestead where my dad grew up. I'm building a new future for my kids and grandkids.
The Zavarals Ranch is a great piece of land. It's big and sprawling and has buffalo running everywhere. It's got great potential for a beautiful cabin. How big are you thinking?
We have 2 kids,
Okay.
some grandchildren, so we probably need like 3 bedrooms.
Okay.
And probably a loft, because
Okay.
they can't all fit on the main floor.
What do we have here?
The original log home. It was existing on this property when we bought it.
Oh, it was, okay.
Yes.
I have love for all log structures, whether they're old or new, and I hate to see them go. But I think what you guys need, you know, you need to go a little bit bigger. I have some thoughts in my mind, and bear with me here, okay? What I'm thinking is, I mean, you gotta come all the way out to here. I'm thinking 40 feet and probably 30 feet. And then you're gonna have this big porch. The buffalo love it. They love looking at you. You love looking at the buffalo. And then you bring the porch all the way over to here, okay? A couple support posts every 10 feet or so. Just getting that natural beauty, that ranch feel, and then having that big wood burner in the central part of your house. Man, the ideas just hit me. I had to tell them, this is where your decks are going, and this is where your windows are, and this is where your fireplace is. This is gonna be a fantastic build. I'll draw it out on some paper, you know, let's get out of this rain, and I'd really like to see you inside.
Well,
Okay.
all right.
This old cabin is great, and I love its history, but it's just not structurally sound anymore. It's time to build a new cabin for the Zavarals and begin a brand new legacy. I wanna just kind of draw some ideas out. Run the kitchen this way, and maybe, I'm not sure if you're into a island or...
What we were thinking of on that island was making it round and then having somebody carve a buffalo nickel on the top of it.
Oh, that'd be neat.
You know,
The loft seems a little small.
Oh, in order to extend that loft, we'd have to put in a vertical post.
Just like a log post, or can you find one of those nice trees?
we like that buttress to step out like a,
Oh, the flare, the bottom
Yeah.
natural taper of the log. Cut them real low to the ground.
Yep.
I know where to find them. So
Okay.
I might have a secret spot in the woods. I'm just gonna start doing some drawing here, and The Zavaral's new log home will be 2 levels that measure 30 by 40 feet. The first level will feature the master bedroom and an open floor plan that includes the kitchen, dining area, and great room. A unique feature in the great room will be a fluted log with roots that appear to be growing right out of the ground. This signature log will be a support for the loft on the second floor. Next to the loft are 2 bedrooms and a bathroom for the Zavaral's children and grandchildren. While you're in the loft, you look out at the views of the buffalo and see the full-length 50-foot purlins that'll make up the roof of this gorgeous buffalo-themed cabin. I think otherwise it were looking real good. I mean, what do you guys think?
Something's missing.
Well,
Our uniqueness of having it be a Buffalo Lodge.
Uniqueness? That's what Heim Log Homes is all about. I gotta do something.
I like everything you've done, but yeah, we need a little bit more buffalo in it.
Well, the loft joist ends are gonna be hanging out here. I got a guy who could carve a buffalo head in the end. He's such an intricate carver, he can make the hair rise on that buffalo on the end of that loft joist.
Well, I need to see that.
I mean, would that be pretty neat? Thankfully, they liked my idea of the buffalo head carving on the loft joist. When I told them that, both their faces lit up like lanterns, and I got just the guy for the job.
Time frame. We have a huge family tradition here. There's a family gathering here, so 16 weeks.
16 weeks? For a project this size? We gotta start dropping logs ASAP.
That's turnkey.
We'll get the job done for you.
That's great news.
Okay.
I'm ready to
you
start.
You got a deal, Nate.
All right, I can't wait. I'm super excited. So pumped that we got this deal locked in. I'm so excited to get started on this house. I got something for you. Something special, boys. I got the best log home building team anyone could ask for. There's Peter, our free-spirited artist. Matt's my right-hand man, and he's a master with his chainsaw. John's a wizard when it comes to carving and woodworking. And our 2 young bucks, Corey and Joe. They're still learning the ropes, and they got a ton of energy. I just got to make sure it's focused on work and not just screwing around. Check this out. I just came back from meeting up with Rob and Deanne Zavaral. They have a buffalo ranch farm up in Grigla, Minnesota. It's going to be 30 by 40, and they want a really nice log support post with flare, cut low to the ground. Looks like the roots are coming right out of the flooring. We're going to have to go deep in the swamps. They're hard to find, but we're going to find it. Finding the perfect fluted cedar log for the Zavaral cabin is going to be no easy task, but I know it's out there. So, John, I kind of volunteered you.
Oh, yeah?
We need to carve this buffalo head in the end of a loft joist.
I've carved a lot of animals before, but I've never carved a buffalo. I don't get a chance to use my carving skills very often, so it's going to be fun to do something creative again.
I told them you could carve the hairs of the buffalo in. They have a family function, get together. It's annual, it's their tradition, and they want it done in 16 weeks.
You told them we could get it done in 16 weeks.
I did.
I can only run one side at a time.
Building a house in 13, maybe 14 weeks usually isn't a problem. But with the character and intricacies that Rob's looking for, this is gonna be a challenge. If we get this done in 16 weeks, we're gonna have steaks. Buffalo steaks. Yeah. Let's get this buffalo ranch built. The Zavaral cabin will be built with red pine logs, a renewable resource that I hand-picked from local loggers right here in northern Minnesota. They're the biggest logs I've ever used, and they'll add energy efficiency that you can't find in your everyday home. That means it's a big old log when this loader can't handle it. Before we can work with these logs, we gotta peel the bark off first, and that falls on Corey because he's low man on the totem pole.
So Nate, he dropped this log off, and after I'm done peeling it, we'll bring it over to where we're gonna build it at the log yard here and cut it up and get it all fitted perfect. Peeling logs is kind of like the grunt work out here. When you use a pressure washer, it kind of leaves like the natural grooves of the log and it adds more character. There's a top bark and then like regular bark, and there's like this underbark they call cambium, and you want to blow that off, otherwise when the logs dry out, all that brown stuff you'll see, that's the cambium that didn't get blown off, so you want to make sure you blow it all off. I feel a little wet. This is what it looks like after. Probably the worst part about peeling logs is the whole process of peeling logs. My favorite part about peeling logs is shutting the washer off and putting it away.
Now that the logs are peeled, we can start the build. It all starts here at the log yard where we handcraft each log to build the shell.
Set your scarb at 4.5. Let's see what that looks like.
We use a tool called a scribe to draw the contour of one log onto the next. Then we cut along the scribe line so the logs fit perfectly on top of each other.
You're kind of an artist.
When the shell of the cabin is done, we'll disassemble it and ship it to the Zaverall Buffalo Ranch where it'll be completed and then decorated by my awesome interior designer. As we get the Zaverall cabin started, it's time to let the sawdust fly. I'm bringing in some extra help so we can meet the Zaverall's deadline. We got Joe's Uncle Jason, who's been in the log building business for 20 plus years, his right hand Tom, and Arthur, who has plenty of chainsaw and grinding experience. For this awesome character fluted log to be right dead center in their house. You know, I've always wanted to do this. I've never had the right floor plan to do it. So I'm north of our log yard, out looking for that character post. It's got to be fluted. The root system's exposed, so it looks like it's almost coming right out of the floor. This is the main central focal point of their house. So it's important to me. I'm not going to just settle for junk. Hey, you're a kid in the candy store, boy. Here's a cover, but it's too small. Almost looks like it's been here too long, too. We need something a lot more grand than that. We'll keep looking. Well, that looks like... What do we have here? Whoa, ho, ho! Looks like it's a solid log. Wow! Look at these. It's like the big catch of the day. Uprooted perfectly. The roots were up in the air, so they weren't touching the ground and the moisture. You got the flutes. You got the root system sticking out. I mean, we'll have to cut those back and probably detach the bottom root systems that are still in the ground. But I mean, this makes it easy. I mean, looks like most of the dirt is out of there. There it is. All right. I found your magical post.
We just picked out the log that'll go over all the loft joists.
Anchor down!
There we go. I just came over to help out with the cap log for John, and I asked him if I could take the cap log off.
Here we go, cap log. I'm dropping her down. Arthur's one of our younger crew members. He's had some experience in the woods. He's logged with his father. He asked me if he could take this log down with the loader truck. I thought since he maybe had some experience, it'd probably be okay.
Pretty heavy?
It's a heavy one. It's been raining all day. The logs are slippery because they're freshly peeled. When he was lifting the log, it wasn't quite balanced. So I told him to put it back down to the house so we could re-grab it and hook onto it. Make sure it balances before you take it off that wall or it'll come crashing down. The log has a little bow in it, so when you raise up a log like that, it has a tendency to twist on its own. Gotta move it, better move it in. I'm a little nervous right now. The foot of the loader truck's coming off the ground. That means it's off balance. This is a bad sign.
I felt pretty stupid. Pretty dumb, but I kept my cool face on.
Let me do it. I'll do it.
Everything was racing through my mind like, oh man, what are we gonna do now? Are we gonna have to get a whole new cap log?
Oh, I don't know if we can save it. Well, we are in the knot. We're right in the knot, so we got another one going over it. So it might get covered up. I don't know if we can stick it back together with all the shreds. That's the hard part. We'd have to try to probably put it together before we go to all the work of cutting everything out. It was kind of like putting a puzzle back together. The shards were like pointed, cut off the ones that were bent so that the puzzle could go back together.
It's hard to put a pencil back together, much less one of these.
Yeah, I know. we were able to tip the 4-foot end up on the end so we could just pour the glue in the top. Now that the glue is in, we're going to put in a threaded rod to squeeze the pieces together and reinforce the joint. We put a slot with a chainsaw on the top. We can drop a threaded rod down there with 2 nuts and washers on it. Cut a little hole for the nut and washer to be tightened with the wrench, and we snugged it up. And there it was, all was well. Yeah, it went better than I thought.
Me too. Looks a lot better than it did. I was so excited I wanted to give John a hug and a kiss because I was so happy that we had a solution for this.
It's not the prettiest looking log, but it's going to be structurally sound. It's going to get covered by another log and it won't ever be seen, so I was glad it all worked out. But from now on, for a while, I'm going to be operating the loader truck.
I learned a lesson, that's all I see it. Looking good!
I heard what happened to the cap log. Arthur's lucky John was around to help him fix it. He really dodged a bullet on this one. But you learned something, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right. Better in school.
Be a little careful next time.
The cap log is on, and it's time to start putting the trusses up. What the trusses are made to do is extend the roof load down to the wall plates. Hey, coming up! It only gets better and better every build. How does it look, Matt?
Hey, it looks real peachy, Nate.
Oh yeah, well, that's a good sign if it's peachy. Guys, hop down, meet me over by the center post. Another one in the books, boys. We overcame all kinds of obstacles on this build, but the shell's done, and boy, does this cabin look amazing.
It looks nice. It's going to be a really nice house.
It's really came together with all those setbacks we had. Arthur breaking the cap log.
I can't say I wasn't scared when I dropped that, though, Nate.
Oh, you'll have your chance to redeem yourself, don't worry. These logs are off to Grigland, Minnesota, where we're gonna rebuild the cabin on its final foundation, run the electric, install the plumbing, and fine-tune all the custom features for the Zabral's new cabin. All right, Bruce, we're good to go. Well, that's a beautiful sight right there. Each time I see a truck drive away with a house we just built, it's like watching your kid leave for his first day of school. I'm sad to watch this house leave, but just like a kid, I'm proud to know that it's gonna stand on its own one day. Part of owning this business is having a lot of projects going on at once. Corey's dad, Mark, wants me to build some log furniture for his cabin down by the beach. I've known Mark all my life. He's my second cousin. I got memories of him teaching me how to fish. He's close to us. Mark, this is exactly as I remember when we were sitting around the campfire. Right over here, I mean, tell me, this would be the perfect spot for a log swing.
I'd say.
Have your bar right here between the trees. You're going to be in the shade.
Absolutely. You're thinking like I'm thinking, Nate.
And these log stumps, I don't know where you got these.
I paid you for those, remember?
Oh, you paid
$50
me money for them?
I unfortunately did. You're not going to charge me to get rid of them, are you?
Well, I'll tell you what.
Huh?
I tell you what, when we get a pair of log benches there, you're never going to even remember those.
How soon can you have it done?
How soon do you need these?
Yeah, the sooner the better. I know it's short notice. I know you're busy.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I got Corey's help, which...
You do. I'm on board.
Are you? Corey donates his labor. We'll take that right off the top for you.
I love that.
What?
Corey, the way you ate growing up, yeah. I think
that's the truth.
Yeah, he's like feeding a gorilla.
Excited to get to the build site and meet up with my dad and my project manager, Grizzly Bob. My dad, Ron Heim, has a wealth of log home building knowledge, and I'm proud to be carrying on his tradition. Dad, these are the biggest logs we've ever built with, so we got to make sure the crane is level.
The big thing I need is somebody's watching out when we're swinging logs. We need guide ropes on the logs.
Okay.
Like you said, they're the biggest logs we've ever handled, and crazy things can happen.
Grizzly Bob is also a veteran log home builder, and as project manager, it's his job to keep us all on schedule.
I want to get all the walls up this first day. I want to start to get the roof system up. We're going to push everybody. Everybody's going to be working some long hours. It's supposed to be 91 today. This is northern Minnesota. I want to try to work hard, get this reset done in one day.
The logs have been loaded so we can rebuild the cabin in the order they come off the trucks. The foundation was set before we got here. The pink material is insulation. We added between each course of logs to enhance the natural ability to weatherproof the cabin. We're about halfway through day one, and we're getting ready to get started on that second truckload. Man, it's smoking hot. It's the middle of the summer here. We only get a couple weeks of hot weather, but when it comes, look out. Us Minnesota boys don't handle heat very well.
This heat is miserable and it's making me even worse. Disgusting, horrible, humid, muggy. It's gross. I don't like working in it. I looked over at Joe and I noticed that he wasn't feeling too well. This sucks. I needed his help, and all of a sudden I was walking around the corner and heard some loud growling.
Where's Joe at?
Yeah, he threw up quite a bit. It was pretty nasty. Probably about the whole 2 pizzas he ate the day before. A bunch of macaroni, probably lettuce. It was disgusting.
My stomach was starting to roll, and it got to the point where I just kind of had to let it all out.
What's going on? Yeah?
I just need to sit down for a little bit. I try standing up, I'm just disorientated. Can't even, my equilibrium's completely out of whack.
Yeah? When you slam water, start slamming the Gatorade in water until you piss yourself.
Looks like I already have.
Yeah, well.
About 3 months ago, we were having snowfly, and now it's 90 degrees out with 90% humidity. Seeing as we have such a small acclimation period, it hits us a little harder.
Despite the heat, we got all the courses stacked. The trusses are going up, and we're about to set that long ridgepole that's going to sit across the top. It's one of the most important pieces of the house, and I got just the guy for this job. Hey, Arthur, what do you think about a little redemption?
That sounds good.
You know, Arthur had a huge setback at the log yard with the loader truck dropping the cap plate. You know, it's a tough way to go out, so I'm not going to let him finish that way. I'm going to give him a chance to redeem himself. I'm going to let him put up that ridgepole. The ridgepole is one of the most important logs because it locks the trusses into place, creating a framework for the roof. That might have been the most expensive log, but this is the most important. How about you fly this thing up with the crane?
All right.
All right, well, let's get you over here. I'll ask my dad to take a coffee break.
It's really cool that he's giving me a chance to redeem myself.
Take all directions from Bob, and this baby be rocking right in place. Okay, bring her up, Arthur.
All right, got it.
Just cable up, see what we got out of it. Nice and steady. Good. Nice and steady, we're getting higher now.
We gotta boom up just a bit. Boom up. Boom up.
Yeah. You can see the flat spots where they go on the truss. Okay?
Okay.
Cable down, a little more. A little more. Right there, hold it right there. Hey, we're good. Great job, Arthur. Good job. Right. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, keep it up. You might be on here more and more.
It means a lot knowing that Nate cared enough to help me through that one. It was an extra boost of confidence I needed after breaking that log at the yard.
Way to overcome your mistake. Now that the ridgepole is in place, we can start setting the purlins.
Okay, guys, be careful with this. This is the most important piece of the house.
The cedar center post is really a work of art. We cut it low to the ground to show off its beauty, and it's really going to set off the whole entire house.
With care, watch your feet.
Rob and Deanna are going to love it. I know it.
Wow, look at that root ball on the bottom. It's a nice, beautiful log. We're on our last purlin. The roof system here with the logs is all going to be up today. Everything's lining up. The guys are doing a good job. No heat. That's good.
With 7 weeks left, we've already overcome a lot of obstacles. Right now we're laying down the tongue and groove for the roof, and we gotta get it done quick. These boards are called tongue and groove because each plank has a tongue side and a groove side. They interlock to create a strong, flat surface for the roof. Rob and Deanne gave me a call and said they want to see the progress on their new cabin. So they're stopping by today to take a look. I can't wait to see what they think.
Want to see how you're doing up here? Oh man, looks awesome.
There's always that sense of nervousness with any client. They're seeing their house up on their foundation for the first time. It's coming together.
Wow.
Yeah, we're making good progress. Well, let's go inside. We'll show you what we're doing.
Exciting.
Come on in. First time through your front door.
Wow.
You can have that overhang here, your loft,
perfect.
and of course, you'll have to select what log you'd like to have carved at the buffalo head.
Look at the size of them logs.
I can tell where the kitchen is. I can tell where every single room was. It's just great.
So then over here, we're gonna have this awesome post. That awesome post is gonna be tucked right in around your fireplace.
Yep, well, look at the flare on the bottom
Yeah,
of
isn't
that
that
log.
something? I went out and hiked through the swamp myself and pulled that out. We retained as much of the root system as possible.
Oh yeah, looks good. Just like we envisioned.
Because you're gonna have some beautiful views from here.
Boy, are we ever.
Yeah, there they are. They must have heard your voice. This is what it's about.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Hey, thanks, Nate.
Yeah, you bet. With the build underway and everything running smooth, it's time to build that furniture for Corey's dad. All right, Corey, so you heard your dad. He wants a bar, he wants bar stools, he wants a log swing, and he wants 2 log benches. We'll cut some big logs in half and turn them into 2 benches. We'll use smaller logs for the swing, and each bar stool will be cut from a single log. On the bar slabs, we're gonna want wide bar slabs, so we're gonna have to take that out of a big log. So we're gonna have to mill those. So I'll fire up the loader truck, we'll get the mill going and get these things on the chopping block.
Let's have fun with it.
We're gonna have fun. That's what it's all about. This is the bench seat, so this is where your buns are gonna be sitting, right on there.
While I'm roasting my buns. Man, I feel so special to be working in the shop for once. It's pretty cool getting to work with Nate just one-on-one. Usually it's just Nate in work mode barking orders to us at the log yard. What is this thing called, Nate?
It's a lathe. It's almost like a big oversized pencil sharpener.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. This is a great learning experience for Corey. Not just anybody can pick up and build log furniture. All right, turn around. Let's see how she fits. We're done with the bar stools, and done with the log benches. So Corey and I are rushing to get that last piece done. The log swing that's gonna be placed on the shores of Red Lake to watch those beautiful sunsets.
I honestly, Nate, I absolutely love it. I feel very fulfilled pulling this off because honestly, I didn't know what I was doing at all.
We got everything done. Now we just gotta load it up on trailers and fly up to Upper Red Lake. We gotta bring that swing over. And then the benches, those are big.
My dad's gonna be really surprised when he comes home and sees all this stuff.
Oh, I hope so. There we go. You know, the biggest thing is seeing the expression on somebody's face after you build them a piece of furniture. All my clients are important, but when you're working for family, there's always that extra pressure of getting it done just perfect. Well, what do you think?
Oh, fellas, fantastic. My first thought when I seen the bar was I wanted to just pop a top and have a cold beer and enjoy the sunset on Red Lake.
Well, this is red pine. Right here, you can see how the blue stain matches up. It comes from the same log. I cut it right in half. You see the notch line up here?
Good job, guys.
We got some bar stools. You know, I cut these logs out of one piece from one log.
I think the chairs they built for the bar are really cool. The base of them, it kind of has an M for Mark, so I love it.
You got to try out your swing over there. There's room for you and Tiffany on those nice sunsets, you know?
When it comes to the swing, the number one thing that stuck out to me right away was how comfortable it was and how beautiful it was. I mean, it was gorgeous. Whoa.
Take a swing.
I'm proud. Good job, Corey. Means a lot to me, guys.
Yeah.
I can imagine me and my wife sitting on that swing for many years to come. Nate, taught you well. I'm proud of you. The benches they built, they're really neat. They got a huge base. They'll be super comfortable. This is more than I dreamed of. You guys did an absolutely fantastic job.
Nice seeing you. Welcome back.
Jeez, I thought you said you needed my help. It looks like you're doing pretty good.
Want to take a look?
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Corey and I are back from Red Lake, and the Zavarals build is really taking shape. Just a couple finishing touches, and that roof will be ready for steel. And also my favorite part, cutting out the window. There we go. We got daylight!
Hey, what you got going on, Peter? That looks good.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, you're just in time to help. It's going to be a fun-looking post. Back at the log yard, the cedar post got cleaned up and peeled, so I'm pretty excited to be able to cut this beautiful post and put it in the position where it belongs. Kind of a critical post, such a focal point. We want it to look just right. I'm cutting it short, and we're going to put spacers in at the top. Homeowner Rob Zavarral will pull the spacers out as the house settles.
These spacers are placed in anticipation of the house settling into the ground. The Zavarals will remove one spacer at a time to compensate for the settling in the log walls. Hey, Peter, that post is looking great.
Boy, that's going to be beautiful, huh?
Yeah, it's a nice looking post. I like those roots on there. That really adds a lot.
With this fluted cedar post, we brought some of the rugged outdoors inside, and it looks like it belongs here. There's no better feeling than handcrafting a log home with all natural materials. I really like this post because of all the character. We've got this root system that's going to be in the living room, and it's going to be the centerpiece of the house. People, when they walk in, this is the first thing they're going to notice.
That's perfect. It'll be a while before we find another one like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Nate, you know what I really like about this cedar?
What?
Is the smell.
Oh, it smells awesome.
I know.
In log home construction, we use rough cedar to go on the end of the roof line to give it a nice, finished, complete look. They should make cologne out of this stuff.
What does cedar smell like? It smells like cedar.
Like cedar. We don't have anything to compare it to. Good stuff.
So here's a loft joist that we're going to carve a buffalo head out of. I couldn't get one of the buffaloes to come in and pose for me, so I had to make a little model here. I'm going to add a little wood here for the neck because it goes up and the buffalo's head is looking down. He's going to be able to look at the family right in the eye every morning. I got to do a good job because they can see what a real buffalo looks like. I'm drawing out the part I'm going to cut out with the chainsaw. It's going to kind of be the general rough outline of the profile. It's about 8 inches. So if I make it twice as tall, that's about 16. Using a model on a project like this is extremely important. I can only carve what I can see. So without one, it would be nearly impossible. Here we go. I only have one shot at carving this buffalo with a chainsaw. The joist is part of the house, so I can't make any mistakes. I can't believe I dropped the model I'm using to carve the buffalo. Oh, shoot. Good crease in the forehead, horn and an eyeball. Using a model on a project like this is extremely important. Without one, it's nearly impossible. It doesn't quite have the details that I had before. Oh, I guess I'll have to fix it up, put it back together. I need something to look at. Maybe I can go see a real buffalo. This is gonna be a good chance to remodel this thing. Really hairy right under the nose. It gets hairy, doesn't it? Seeing up, there's nothing like seeing up close. Thunder's got the best haircut. The ears are really right under the horns. Yeah, I got some good ideas now. I think the model's a little better than it was. Well, that was kind of short. That was better than nothing. Let's go finish this thing up. We can make that work. It's pretty close. We got a bison. This is absolutely the best buffalo carving I've ever done. And it's the only carving I've ever done of a buffalo.
Putting clear coat on, we got the first coat of stain on this morning. The railings are turning out extra special nice. A lot of shine, a lot of clear coat on that, so we're really building those up. The buffalo's turning out real neat. We had a little bit of highlight on him to darken his eyes and his nose, so he's really looking cool right now.
Now that Bob's got the house stain, it's time I bring in Heather, my interior decorator. What's in the truck today? Heather's got a great eye for design. I can't wait to see all the neat stuff she's got in that truck. Wow, look at all this stuff. You got couches and chairs and microwaves and...
Oh my God, look.
Oh, wow. Looks like pine and skip peel.
Check these out, Nate.
Pillow covers?
Yeah, they're pillow covers.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna look great with that buffalo plaid.
What animal did that come from?
It's a sheep.
Well, that's even softer than the pillows.
I know. You want a whole like bed made out of that, don't you?
I guess so.
Yeah. For the Zavarol's cabin, I followed the theme of the Buffalo Lodge. But I also incorporated elements that were unique to their family history. No other cabin's gonna look like that one. A really cool feature that we ended up doing is this barn wood, which is taking natural like eye holes that are already in the wood and decided to put some pictures in here. And this is actually Rob's father before he went to World War II. It's kind of like a little peephole into another era. So this is one of the really special features of the house.
Grouting the floor, this is the shower. This is the shower stall. And we put all these rocks in a couple days ago. Now we're grouting this. I got to put the grouting in here and spread it out. The purpose of this grout is to fill all these little cavities in. We're going to brush it off and get the stones to all come up on the top. Well, they're looking a little better already.
Look at that. Oh, that is awesome. With the door fully installed, the rest of the crew is going to get the cabin spotless while I go pick up the Zavarols. Man, this has been a journey. I can't wait to see the look on their faces. Hope you guys are excited.
Oh, Nate, we're excited. I just hope you got all the buffalo stuff in there.
Well, I made sure we got all the buffalo stuff in there, and this is the Buffalo Ranch. This is the buffer zone right here.
We were just excited to see what it's going to look like, to see if Nate could master our challenge.
I was very excited to see the cabin. I was really anxious to see the size, the finished product.
The biggest logs south of the border, I'll tell you.
Let's get in there and see it, man.
All right.
I can't wait.
Here it is.
Oh, look at that baby.
What do you think?
Oh, it's wonderful. Beautiful.
Look at this angle.
It's huge.
Fabulous.
Your full wraparound porch.
Look at the size of the logs.
Yeah, and the character and the ends, we cut them real low to the ground to capture all that flair.
And a satin finish, just like we always talked about.
A gorgeous finish.
Yeah.
We just drove up and there it was. We were excited.
The craftsmanship is amazing. The logs are scribed perfectly. I just love it.
I hardly wait to touch it.
There's so much to see, and it starts at the front door. Let's just check it out.
Let's go.
That's where it all starts, at the buffer zone, your front door.
And you have buffalo accents on it.
This is where it starts. Check out all this detail. Isn't that something?
Perfect entrance to this place.
I love these.
Oh yeah, well if you love that, you should see what's on the other side of the door.
Oh, can't wait. Gosh, Nate,
Check this out.
Awesome kitchen.
Your lights.
The funnels. Oh,
You got
they're
the
so
awesome
cute.
funnel lights.
Lights are unique. I like that.
The stainless steel appliances. Check that out. The Buffalo
Neat.
nickel right in there.
That was the idea I had,
That's
and you
right.
created it.
What do you think?
It's awesome.
Kind of matches over your kitchen to your copper sink.
Oh, look at there. He's even got buffalo knobs.
Are you starting to see a theme here?
Oh, I think you nailed it.
I think it's just right.
Take a look at that knot hole right there.
Oh, hey, I recognize that guy.
Recognize that guy?
Oh, Rob's 60th birthday celebration.
So you might have wondered why we got those pictures from you guys.
Well, that's just a clever spot for it, too.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Perfect
Right.
spot.
It's great.
It doesn't end here. Check out this bathroom. Look at this.
Oh, barn
Oh, yes.
door.
Nice
Perfect.
touch.
Galvanized shower. The stone goes from the floor. It comes up to the knobs, right over to your sink.
Great. It's just great.
Well, let's check out the bedroom.
I've been waiting to see this thing.
What do you think about these massive
Oh,
logs?
yes, there you go. They're beautiful. I mean, they clean up so nice,
They
too.
do.
And they got that satin look. That's
Yeah.
the nice thing about it.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted, satin look.
Oh,
Well, and it's the perfect feel for that hunting theme for all your retreats up here.
Yep, nice. Very nice. And it looks like the ceiling fan clears the logs.
Just barely. That's something to work around. You always got to work around those logs.
Yeah.
There's so much to see out in that gray room. You got to check this
All
out.
right.
Let's get
let's
at
see.
it. Yes.
And check out this post. You wanted a big gnarly post here. I told you I'd find that special post. We
You
went
did.
swamp tromping to go find this sucker.
You did a nice job
Yes.
there. What a footprint that makes.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Perfect.
Just the natural beauty.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And that leads right up to your buffalo head.
Oh,
Look at that carving.
So unique.
Yeah.
What does it carve it with?
Chainsaw. It's chainsaw
Oh,
carving.
God.
Isn't that something?
Wow.
Yeah, he said he even got to use one of the buffalo as a live model. Look at that. Those big giant logs are your main support for your roof system. I mean, that gives that whole extra dimension in the log house.
Do they run full length?
They do. 50-foot logs.
Oh, man.
That's a full
what we
50
wanted.
foot right
yeah.
there.
Yeah. And look at
Yeah.
the railing, though. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, the
it's
railing
absolutely
is just...
beautiful.
It's just such a unique look. Nobody has that. And it's just for that cabin. So that's great.
Well, guess what? It doesn't stop here. We got a loft to check out. Let's go up
right.
that staircase.
I'm ready to check the whole
Great.
place out.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Well, the staircase is fabulous. It's so smooth. My goodness.
It came out of one log, and you're gonna really love it up here. Check out this sitting area.
Boy, those little granddaughters are really going to love this spot.
Well, I think so.
Nice, quiet little place. Very nice.
And with the big vaulted ceiling, you got the views out there, geese, buffalo, wildlife, see what the weather's gonna be like. Lets all that natural light come in.
Oh, I can't wait to see the sunrise here.
Oh, it's gonna be gorgeous. Not only do we got this awesome sitting area for the kids and the grandkids, they each got their own bedroom and a bathroom.
It's just the way we wanted it.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's a classic. It's going to stand the test of time. It's going to be there for generations to come. I think he hit a nice home run there.
I'm really proud of what we accomplished here. We took this weathered old cabin and replaced it with a handcrafted custom log home that'll serve the Zavarel family for the next 100 years.
Thank you, Nate, for this beautiful cabin.
Who wants a steak?
I do.
All right. Now that the cabin is complete and it's time to celebrate, it's barbecue time.
Buddy, working out pretty dang good. Wonderful. Wing brother.
The house is done in 16 weeks. Rob and Deanne love it. And best of all, they invited me to stay for some buffalo steaks.
Cheers to the Buffalo Ranch.
To the buffalo.